So did you guys have the space fantasy yourselves? Did you guys dream about, you know, what it would be like to go into space?
Yeah.
I was, you know, when I had a babysitter one time, I just remembered this the other day, and I was pretending, I must have been like 8 years old or something, and I was pretending that I had just splashed down, and I was like coming out of the capsule, and I was just going like, oh my God, and I made it. And I turned, and there's the babysitter in the doorway, and she goes, all right, now that you made it back to Earth, can you go to bed? Like, oh my God.
That's pretty good.
That was such a dramatic scene I was doing.
Did they send you to any kind of space camp to prepare for your part at all? Just drank a lot of Tang and...
Yeah, a lot of Tang. That's it. I had done Armageddon before, so I did quite a bit of NASA research for that. And for this, you know, I mean, what was nice about it was they showed, you know, my training was just stuff that I came up with myself, you know, sort of makeshift training, you know, the underwater stuff and then trampoline and all that kind of stuff. I got a trampoline at the house for my kids, so I do that all the time anyway. But no, not any special training. And the Polish brothers knew what they were doing, so if I had a question, I could just ask them.
Whose idea was it to bring Bruce Willis in for the cameo?
It was I'm not sure whose idea it was. I called him, but you know, it's because we knew each other, and they wanted a named star for that cameo, so they knew that I knew him, and you know, said, hey, you know, smarty pants, why don't you call him? You know? So I did, and he was more than willing to come down. He loved the script, you know.
They love their daddy who wants to go into space. I don't want to be responsible for killing that hope in their eyes. And what kind of message would you be sending to Shepard? I want his dad to show him how it's done.
And you're both parents, and this movie really revolves around the theme of like having a really big dream that might be kind of unattainable. So as parents, how do you kind of deal with that? Like being supportive of these, you know, your kids' ambitions, but also keeping it a little bit realistic?
I don't try and keep anything, I guess, realistic. I don't know if it's, I wouldn't want to suppress anything my son was dreaming of doing. You know, like maybe when he's really, really little and he's saying, I want to be a superhero. I didn't say, well, honey, you can't do that. I said, okay, well, let's think about that, you know? And so he started thinking of, okay, well, how can I be strong? How can I be fast? How can I save the world? And those are some pretty cool thoughts for a little one to be thinking, you know? And that led him into a lot of other areas. But no, you shouldn't suppress anything with your kids, you know?
I agree.
This movie I thought was cool because it had a very good family vibe, but it also had some dark edges to it. Was that part of the appeal for you guys to find something that, you know,
yeah.
the grown-ups could also really get something out of as well?
No question about it. Yeah, I mean, you can only watch so many animated grasshopper movies or whatever, you know. So it was pretty nice. I mean, not that some of those aren't great, but they just make too much money at the box office for people like me. You know, my movie always comes in fifth. You know, there's always like 3 talking dogs ahead of me. So, but I don't know. You know, it's one of those things that the adults can go see and enjoy, like a really great adult movie. At the same time, there's not a thing that kids can't see in it. You know, there's no sex or violence in it. And the story will be interesting to kids because it has kids in it. We have 2 little girls and a son, and you know, there's the ranch and the rocket and, you know, all that stuff. So there's something for the whole family.
Thank you, honey. I can use these, you know.
If Daddy don't come back.
Yeah, I'm coming back. Don't you worry. I love you, honey.
I love you too.